Well, everybody, the nightmare fuel for the left continues because the numbers were just released for the streaming of the memorial for Charlie Kirk yesterday, and it was over 100 million views. You stack that on top of the polling that just released from CNN and them saying the Democrats are screwed from on high, it kind of makes sense why Hakeem Jeffries for the Democrats came out this morning and started threatening people. Yeah, this is going to be a great video. Everything that I'm going to show you is linked in the description box below. I always bring the receipts. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are here to push our rights forward and destroy the villains against our freedom and proponents of tyranny. Let's get it, guys. I guarantee you're going to love this video. In special note, we are watching live for all the arguments that are happening in a very big 2A case today against assault weapon bans and mag bans in Illinois. Stay tuned for that. We'll bring you updates throughout the day, but I want to show you, while we're waiting on that, something that is pivotal and key. Guys, you can follow me at Braden LOA if you want on X, but let me show you this. 100 million overall streams on the Charlie Kirk memorial service yesterday. Let me say that number again. 100 million overall streams. You still think he's not going to be a martyr, lefties? You still think he's going to have no impact and no one's going to care? I'm going to file that under the biggest miscalculation on the planet. In fact, that probably has something to do with why Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the House Democrats, said this today, where he threatened all the MAGA conservative influencers, Second Amendment influencers, anybody who would be in the conservative space, that they're going to have the DOJ soon and they're going to have a comeuppance. Yeah, watch this. And then I'll show you why he's doing it. Because again, you always got to look at the why. Don't look at the spectacle. Look at the why. Check this out.
One thing to understand, as people who are flirting with the Trump administration or doing the bidding of the Trump administration or engaging in the pay-to-play schemes of the Trump administration, the statute of limitations is 5 years. Donald Trump and this toxic administration will be long gone, but there will still be accountability to be had. And that process, of course, begins now, but it will not be complete until perhaps there is an independent Department of Justice, certainly an independent House of Representatives, in Democratic hands.
Now, of course, the irony there, and you guys know as well as I do, that an independent entity within the Democrat Party is not independent at all. But whatever, let's not split hairs on stupid. You guys understand what he just did? The only reason 100 million people would watch a memorial for Charlie Kirk, that anyone would care about something that we said you wouldn't care about, was because you're getting paid. Of course, and if you're getting paid and flirting with the Trump administration, there will be accountability. Oh, so we're moving into threats now. Now, I'm going to show you why they're having such a defensive posture. I told you in a video last night that when they are cornered, they're going to be the most dangerous and most aggressive. That's what you're seeing. But more on that in about 15, 25 seconds. You have to understand, these people genuinely think that everything that you do, when you like these videos, when you share these videos, when you're fighting for your 2A rights, when you're supporting organizations like Gun Owners of America or Turning Points USA, anyone in the conservative sphere, that you're only doing it because you're getting paid. That's called projection. Here's the really fascinating part about that. I know each of you, somehow, in some way, shape, or form, has something that they're fighting for free that's bigger than themselves. Whether it's love of the country, love of the Constitution, respect for our Bill of Rights, their children, the family, their grandchildren, the soldiers who have died, the people who gave up their sweat, blood, and tears. All of those things are bigger than you. And I know for a fact that you are oriented in that and you grind for that because I do the same thing. That's what motivates me to do multiple videos a day, have multiple other channels, because we're fighting for our country. We're not doing anything other than fighting for our country and something bigger than ourselves. But we're not getting paid to do it by the Trump administration, and for them to threaten accountability is comical at best and shows you how bad a shape they're in. Here we go. Let me show you why this probably has something to do with their actions. This is on CNN this morning, and I wonder if CNN's going to get the same threat from Hakeem Jeffries from the DOJ because they dare take the Trump initiative money. Guys, if you don't see what this is, you're missing a massive part of the picture. Watch this.
What are we seeing? You know, Donald Trump being underwater, Democrats saying, oh, this guarantees us we're going to fly high in the midterms. Let me tell you, this guarantees you nothing, because at this particular point, the Democrats Are the New Orleans Saints of political parties? What are we talking about? Trust the Dems or GOP more on the economy? Who leads on the economy? Republicans by 7. Immigration, Republicans by 13. How about crime, a big issue for Donald Trump and the Republicans? Look at that, lead by 22 points. So the bottom line is this: at this particular point, the ball may be on the ground, but the Democrats have not picked up the ball and running with it. If anything, at this particular point, it's the Republicans who are running with the ball on the top issues: the economy, immigration, and crime.
The economy, issues, and crime. The top issues in the United States right now, when you see like innocent women stabbed in the neck by someone who was released from prison 14, 15 times in Democrat-controlled cities, and then now he's getting out on bail and may not be competent for trial, innocently just sitting there and then gets murdered by getting stabbed in the neck. Or the far-left rhetoric that is driven to create a political assassination environment in Charlie Kirk by someone who put literally catch this fascist on the bullets or the projectiles or the cartridges, however you want to frame it. You guys seeing this? Then we had a shooting 2 days ago at a wedding in New Hampshire, which the media politely swept under the rug while the shooter literally screamed, "Free Palestine," but motive still unclear. Guys, you have to understand this is why they're doing this. This is why you're seeing them resort to threats. They are a cornered animal. The party is a cornered animal. They are in absolute dire straits because no one wants to be associated with them. 100 million people tuned in to these streams for the Charlie Kirk Memorial. 100 million on top of the other people who went to the memorial physically. Guys, and I'm just getting started. Let me show you the rest of that CNN clip. It is bonkers.
Give some context on this. Compare this when Republicans last took the House.
Yeah, let's compare it back to 2022. I think this kind of gives away the game right here. Okay, the GOP is more trusted than the Dems on the economy. It was 12 points in 2022. Slight decline in that lead, but still 7 points. How about immigration? It was Republicans by 3 back in 2022. Look at this. The Republican lead's actually gone up by 10 points. What are you doing, Democrats? My goodness gracious. And on crime, the Republicans were up by 13, and now they're up by 22. The lead, again, expanding by nearly double digits. So whatever Democrats are doing, it ain't working, Kate. It ain't working. Republicans have the lead on all 3 issues.
Again, this is on CNN. The Republicans are only going upwards. And by the way, it's not because Republicans are magic. It's because the overall population is shifting to the right in an unseen way. Guys, you have an opportunity to put the throttle so far down to the ground and push the left, the far left, all of the ideology into the dustbin of history. You are at a unique point in our country where you can literally make the difference. Grind, baby. And one more thing, I want him to say one more word because this is a really important last segment.
What's the reason that you are finding so far that's driving this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about the center of the electorate, right? You win with independents, you win overall. And what do we see right here among independents? Republicans still have a point lead on the economy. They got a 10-point lead on immigration. They got a 21-point lead on crime. The bottom line is when you look at these numbers, Democrats should call their offices because at this particular point, even if Republicans, or even if the public doesn't like what Donald Trump is doing, they ain't necessarily liking what Democrats are doing. And it ain't just a referendum on one party. You actually have to go out and beat that party. At this particular point, Democrats are not able to beat Republicans. They still
and again, this isn't as Donald Trump came into office. These are numbers from this month.
These are numbers from September of 2025.
Right.
September of 2025. For anybody not paying attention to the calendar, we are in September of 2025. You are in a position where everything is favorable to you. Take full advantage. And that's what I've got for you guys. Make sure you tune in as I go through the Illinois argument earlier or later on today. That's happening right now. We're going to have the highlights for you in the gun world and fighting the AR bans, which are incredibly unconstitutional, along with the MAG bans. All of it is tied together. And the second that we blend those things together and create a tapestry of freedom, as I like to say, we're going to be a lot better off. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.